Are you using texting to accomplish your digital marketing goals? I can't believe it took me so long to jump into texting. We've obviously been texting, or you've probably been texting for over a decade, yet it took me till 2020 to actually start using texting to accomplish my digital marketing goals. And I just regret waiting that long. So if you're not into texting, I hope you'll pay attention to this episode of the vlog and let's learn a thing or two about texting and how we can use it to accomplish our digital marketing goals. Well, hey there, I'm Nils Smith, your social media guide, and today I'm going a step beyond social media and talking about texting because I believe that we can't just leave people on social media. We have to have a holistic digital marketing strategy that includes social media, but then also has some direct engagement tools and resources like email, like our website, and like texting to accomplish our goals. Now, I heard a stat not too long ago, probably early 2020, that 97% of all text messages are read within 5 minutes. Now, if you know email open rates, it just blows that away, and it makes sense. I read every single text message. I have thousands of unread emails. I have 0 unread text messages. We read all of our text messages for the most part, and at the end of the day, if people will allow us to text them, we should be utilizing that opportunity. And so in 2020, lots of SMS platforms kind of popped up and you began seeing different platforms like Community and EZTexting come along. And I leaned into a platform called Superphone. And Superphone is a company that I've actually watched for a few years, based here in New York City, and regret that I waited so long to jump in. And so I jumped in and I set up an account, and now I have a texting community that I'm able to engage with, and that community reads 100% of my messages. It's incredible. Now, it's not the same as social media, and I don't communicate as much there as social media because it would get obnoxious, or on email. It's a different kind of platform, but it's something we need to integrate into our digital strategy. And so you've probably seen Community as one of the more popular SMS platforms out there, and I tested it. Honestly, it was just really expensive, and the functionality wasn't fully developed at the time that I was testing it as to accomplishing my goals. I had already been using Superphone for a little bit, and so testing Community to pay more for what I perceive to be less. Now, I have looked at some other friends that are using Community now. It's come a long way. So Community is a great tool, but in comparison apples to apples, I definitely preferred Superphone over Community. And then the other one I've tested is EZTexting. EZTexting was a great tool to just take a big list for events and things like that. But for an ongoing basis, I felt like it was too much of a platform similar to MailChimp for texting, rather than accomplishing the goals that I wanted to accomplish. And here's the 3 things that really separated Superphone from me, and as you choose your SMS platform, that I think you need to pay attention to. The first thing that I loved about Superphone is it's affordable. Now, text messaging can get expensive, and people will often tell me, like, what if I get 1,000 subscribers? What if I get 10,000 subscribers? That's gonna add up. And yes, it's gonna add up, and it's gonna cost money to be able to communicate directly with people. And as you think about where you're gonna grow this platform, it is thoughtful. It is important to think about, like, am I gonna be on a platform that I can afford to grow on and to be on? So paying attention to the price is important, especially kind of the entry price. And so as I was testing it out, having a platform like Superphone where I could have a less than $20 package monthly was easy to get into. It wasn't a big leap for me to jump into, where Community was over $100 to jump into. And so that price difference was a big deal. And so EZTexting was probably similar in the pricing. So Superphone and EZTexting kind of had similar price structures, but Superphone, really that sub $20 price point to get started, was fantastic. The second thing that made Superphone so good to me is just how easy it is to use. And so the mobile app works great. The web experience works great. I was able to sign up for an account, set up the number, get going on the account. They had great kind of onboarding tutorials. So within about 5 minutes, I was ready to use Superphone as an SMS platform. When I was testing out Community, it took me a couple hours, I think, to really get to know the platform and the functionality and the intentionality of that platform. And so the simplicity of this platform from an easy to use standpoint really stood out for Superphone when it came to my use. And then the last thing that jumped out to me and really was important to me is that Superphone was built to be personal. And so as you look at some of the other SMS platforms, it's meant to be like mass messaging or community based for the whole, where Superphone, it feels like, and you can actually just do one-to-one messaging really easily. And people add you into their address book, and it just feels more personal, the way they built their platform to engage with your SMS subscribers. So that functionality of it being affordable, it being simple, and it being personal in nature gave me everything I needed to use and to get started when it came to SMS. Now, that said, I think you need to just get into SMS if you're not using it. EZTexting is a great platform. Community is a great platform. Community has actually come a long way, and there's a lot more functionality in Community than you'll find in Superphone. And so if you're wanting more robust functionality within your SMS platform, Community might be the best tool for you. But when it comes to social media, don't leave them on Facebook. Don't leave them on Instagram. Move them to your email list, move them to your SMS list, and you want to be cross-channel in your digital marketing communication. You don't want to be dependent on one platform. You want to be diversified in how you're engaging people. So I hope you'll get on SMS. If you have another SMS provider that you're using and that you like, leave that in the comments. I want to know. I'd love to test different platforms as I'm continuing to lock into SMS. I want to see what else is out there. And if we are not yet connected, text me, 646-768-9491. So it's gonna show up on the screen right here, 646-768-9491. It's gonna be in the notes below. I'd love for you to text me, test out Superphone, test out that experience. Let's become texting buddies and learn how to use SMS better together. Thanks so much for watching this episode of the vlog. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, and we'll see you again on the next episode.